in 1431 in Isala di Carturo, Italy, or as it is known today, Isala Mantegna. He passed away at 75 years old on September 13, 1506. He was heavily influenced by artists like Donatello, Giotto, and Giovanni Bellini. He thought that sculptures were beautiful and wanted to capture that in his 2D work. One of his pieces of work is Judith with the Head of Holofernes. It was created in 1495, and the artwork's meaning comes from the Book of Judith. A Jewish widow, Judith, saves her city that is under military operations led by General Holofernes. Judith seduces Holofernes, and he invites her for dinner. After he becomes heavily intoxicated, Judith beheads him. Judith and her maidservant escape with the head after putting it in a bag. They show it to the army and they abandon the city out of fear. The darker values as pictured behind Judith and her maid indicate that something more somber or violent had just happened. This, combined with the contrast of the pink tent, can symbolize that there will be brighter times ahead. There are multiple different textures around this piece, but the ones that stood out the most were the folds of the tent and the types of hair. The tent looks so smooth, like one could reach out and touch it. The replication of Judith's curly hair compared to the straight hair of Holofernes stands out a lot. I don't believe there is enough emphasis on the head itself. Due to the darker values, it blends in with the maid's clothing. Another one of his pieces is Samson and Delilah, which was created in 1500. The story of Samson is from the Old Testament. In this piece, he lays asleep his lover. Delilah is cutting off his hair, which lies around the two. Delilah was lured by a bribe from the Philistines, who were Israel's enemies, and cut off his hair, which gives him his great strength. Engraved into the tree in Latin it states, "Woman is 3 times worse than the devil himself." Most of his artwork is religious. I know that doesn't stand out much because it was a core theme for artists around that time, but I still think it's interesting. I chose the story of Samson and Delilah because I vividly remember my grandma reading it to me when I was younger. I chose this artist because his work stood out to me, and I think it's cool that I was able to make a connection to him. Especially with this piece, he mimics the look of sculptures so well that I almost completely forgot this was a painting. Some interesting facts about Mantegna was that he was a court painter for the powerful Gonzaga family in Mantua. During this time, he made Camera degli Sposi, which is located on the first floor of a northeastern tower in the private section of the Ducal Palace. He started his work in 1465 and completed it in 1474. This painting was a fresco which was very popular for artists around that time and even centuries later to make murals. The way this was done was placing wet plaster on the surface you wish to create a mural on, and then rapidly rendering it with watercolor to seal those colors into the plaster. After this, the mural becomes one with the wall and cannot be removed. This room, which is translated to bridal chamber or picture chamber, served many purposes including bed chambers, social gatherings, or a lobby for guests of high importance. That's all. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys.